So, I just graduated.
Akur Kishore Singh Thapa.
And if you're watching this video, you probably just recently graduated or you're about to start college this next semester. With me working part-time, I've actually had the time to reflect on my college experience, as well as it's given me the time to actually deeply think about what I want for the future. This video will be a bit of a reflection in a way, and I'm going to be going over the 3 things that I wish I knew before going into college. There are a ton of life lessons that I've just picked up along the way while getting my degree that I want to share with you guys in this video, because I know many of you who have either just graduated can still apply those lessons, but specifically for those who are about to start school this next semester, you guys are going to be going in with a lot of valuable information that will make your experience in your life that much better. So without further ado, let's get right into the video. So the very first thing that I wish I knew before going to college is that college is not about learning and academics. You've probably heard this before, but it's ever more true in 2024. You will quickly realize how easily and how fast you forget all of that information that you spent so much time and money just trying to memorize all this information. And P.S. the reason that you forget all of this information so quickly is because you never actually use it. Like, it's not going to even be a drop in the ocean of amount of knowledge that you're going to learn on the job itself. So with that being said, then what is college actually about? College is about 3 things really, and it's 1, socializing, 2, getting new experiences, and 3, just overall developing into a new and more mature person. You've also probably heard this before, that college is about who you meet and not what you learn. The people that you run into in college could become the friends that you have for the rest of your life. Making lifelong friends and deep connections will do so much more for you as a person in your life than simply regurgitating a bunch of information from a textbook. The people that you also meet in college that you network with could be the ones who get your foot into the door into your dream company, who just get your foot into the door to any company so you can actually start a job a lot easier. The second thing about college is that it's a time for you to create new experiences. For the first 18 years of your life, you've lived at home and you've had like the rules of your parents and living at home. This is the time where you actually start forming your own experiences and your own personality through these experiences. And these experiences are going to shape you into a completely new person, whereas just going to class, studying a textbook for 10 hours a day simply will not do this. Because I studied in Canada, the experience of literally stomping through a foot of snow, laughing along the way while it's snowing so hard, and like getting up out of bed to do this, to attend my lecture, that process alone, like that simple little experience, does so much more for you as a person than what you're about to go learn in that classroom. So the second thing that I wish I knew before going to college is to 1, pick your college as well as your major very, very carefully. Picking the right college is super important, and I'll explain how that was relevant to me. Even though I graduated from a very prestigious school, I live in the DMV area in the United States. And in this area, the DMV companies, they specifically hire from the schools that are nearby and local. It makes sense. So even though my school was very prestigious and I went to their best program that they offer, it's very hard for these companies to recognize that because I'm not local to this area. So with that being said, have an idea of kind of where you want to work after you graduate, and kind of pick a college that's 1, close in proximity, but a school that is recognized by those companies. So it will take a little bit of research before you even start college. You actually have to work backwards in a way. Instead of picking a school then picking a company like most people do, pick a few companies and then pick a few schools that way. That way you can have an idea of what schools these companies recognize. A lot of you are spending 20 to 100,000 just to get your degree, and by you picking the wrong school, this could significantly deter you from actually getting the career and the job that you want simply because you picked the wrong school to go to. And that is something I wish I knew before going to school. And the job market now is ruthless. It's so competitive. It does not matter how prestigious of a school that you went to. If it's not from a school that they recognize, they simply do not care. And with that being said, picking your college major is also critically important. This might sound harsh, but pick a degree that will make you money and not one that you are passionate about. Again, you are going into 20 to even 100,000, if not more amount of debt just to get this degree. Picking a degree that you're passionate about is likely not going to make you enough money that is it's gonna take you 20 years to pay off that debt, but then you're also going to be struggling after graduation. Rent's the most expensive it's ever been. Inflation is like one of the highest it's ever been. Everything is just pretty much unaffordable, that living off $50,000 a year alone is just simply not going to work in 2024 anymore. And with that being said, a huge life lesson that I've only realized in the past year as I've matured is that you want to spend your 20s and your early 30s stacking up as much money as possible so that in your later 30s and your 40s and your 50s, for the remainder of your life, then you can start working on what you're passionate about. In order to work on what you're passionate about, you need money first. You can't just move to a cave with no expenses and just work on your art or work on your music, for example. Everything costs money. So stack up as much money as you can in your 20s and your 30s so that you can spend the rest of your life doing whatever you want. I'm not saying you just pick a degree and a career where you just end up being a slave, you have no work-life balance, you're one of these investment bankers who works 20 hours a day. But what I am saying is, do not pick a degree such as geography. Don't pick a degree such as English or psychology. That is just not going to make you the money that you need to basically survive anymore. So pick one that will make you money. Look at the industries that are booming right now and work backwards that way. Pick a major in an industry that is booming right now. The best one that I can give you off the top of my head is the tech industry. From the tech industry, look at the schools that you're applying to and look at the majors that they offer that are relevant to tech. Right now, technology and artificial intelligence are booming. You can pick a degree in the software engineering, the coding, the programming fields, that's one, but there's also data analysts, there's data scientists, there's IT and cybersecurity, which is booming right now. If you're interested in finance like I was, you can do something with fintech, finance and technology. If you're interested in biology and you're interested in healthcare, you can do biotech. Whatever it is that you're interested, combine that with an industry that is booming as well, and that will do a lot more for you than just picking what you're passionate about alone. And the very last thing that I wish I knew before college, and this is arguably the most important thing on this list, is that I wish I knew the importance of focus. Focus is the single skill that every single person, especially if you're young, you should learn, because focus is what gives your life meaning and purpose. And people who have greater degrees of focus have less stress and less anxiety because they are only worried on the present moment. For example, when you eat and you're solely focused on the food tastes way better than if you're just scrolling on your phone, you're watching a TV show, you're doing other things while eating. When you're solely focused on the food, it becomes so much more enjoyable. If you're on a walk with your dog, by just being solely present on your dog and on nature, the walk becomes so much more enjoyable. And with that being said, you can get so much more done when you're focused. Think about it, when we're in college, we have so much to do. We have not only our classes to worry about, we're also applying to either part-time jobs or our internships. We have to worry about like our regular day-to-day chores of cooking, cleaning, just taking care of ourselves in that sense, while also trying to maintain somewhat of a social life and have fun and have experiences like I mentioned before. To try to squeeze all that into a single day is very, very hard to do. It's really only achievable, and also it's only really able to be enjoyable through focus. And now if you're wondering how do you actually improve your focus, it's by improving your mental health. Because when this is good, the world becomes good. Your life is really about your perception, and your perception comes from your mental health. And as I've also stated in other videos, that the way that you improve your mental health, which will also in turn improve your focus, is by just limiting your cheap dopamine intake on a daily basis, and just by meditating and journaling. When I say limiting your cheap dopamine, you know exactly what that means. That means just limiting your screen time and your social media time, where you're just doom scrolling, you're eating really highly processed foods that make you feel really good in the moment, you're playing video games to escape the hard day, you're watching porn, you're watching Netflix and movies, you're taking substances. All of these things are cheap dopamine activities where they make you feel really good in the moment, but you feel guilty and bad about yourself, and even worse later down the line. By limiting these activities, you will feel so much better up here, and you combine that with meditation and journaling, which are both scientifically proven activities to improve your mental health, because they make you more present. They reduce the amount of anxious thoughts that you have. They make you more present. They just improve your focus. You combine these two things together and you will watch how your mental health improves, how your life improves, but then how your focus improves. Anyways, that's all that I have in this video. I hope you got a ton of value from it. And as always, I wish you all the utmost success, because there's plenty for all of us. Mwah.